Photography to me is just super cool that you can freeze a moment in time that will never happen again. And pressing the shutter button at the right time, capturing that moment, whatever it might be, is just a really satisfying feeling. I just think it's such a privilege that people trust me to freeze these moments in their life that they'll have forever. My name's Bodhi. I'm a photographer from the Southern Highlands. I predominantly shoot weddings and families and couples. So a lot of my work's based around here in Barrel. I've lived here all my life, went to high school here, primary school here. I've lived in the one house. Such a nice area for photos. Like through autumn you get beautiful autumn colours with the leaves. And it's just such a magic time to be in the Southern Highlands. It's a big world out there. There's so much hidden detail that you can kind of look at. Like you could be on top of a big mountain looking out over ranges in the morning with beautiful fog and nice light coming through, and I guess that inspires me. Like I just want to put a couple there and give them a nice experience and try and create some photos of them potentially in that scene. Photography is a lot about anticipating moments, reading people's body language, watching their face, looking at people around and trying to play out in your head what could happen and being ready for those moments. No two photo shoots could ever be the same, ever. There's weather, there's different people have different personalities. There's so much that goes into it, and it's always a challenge and a fun challenge that I enjoy to be ready for those moments and capture them. I like to compare it to being an athlete of some sort, you know. You've got to be in the right mind frame to capture these moments. You've got to be hunting around, constantly looking for the smaller moments that people don't see. Oftentimes, more than not, when people do see a camera, they kind of freeze up and they do a silly smile, because that's what you've been taught to do when a camera comes out, is smile and look at the camera. On my photo shoots, I don't necessarily want that, and I don't ask for that. I'll give prompts and actions to focus on one another. Therefore, I'll capture a more truer version of yourselves instead of being distracted by that camera, that object being there. It is needed, obviously, to create the photos, but I try and put more importance on the couple and use the camera as kind of just a tool to freeze those moments that are happening in front of me. I try and give my couples a bit of freedom within the shoots so they can feel comfortable with what they're doing, and I'll capture that accordingly. That's the way that I like to shoot people, because you get a more real version of who they are, instead of trying to paint this image of them being all loved up in front of the camera. My job's there is to capture the moments that happen that are unscripted. The way I shoot is as if we're on a mini adventure. Technically we are. I'll be there from the start of the day, like getting ready in the morning. Light's always changing, so much stuff's happening in the room, and I've just got to really focus in on one thing and capture that moment. The photos that I try and capture for people, I want them to be able to look back on in 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, and look at them and feel the love that might be captured. The sadness, the excitement, the joy, the bliss, whatever that emotion might be in that photo, I want them to be able to look back on them and feel what I was trying to capture in that moment. The thing that draws me back to photography is that it's a challenge. You never know what's going to happen. Every shoot is different. You can't just go in thinking, I'm going to know what's going to happen here, because you don't. It's other people's lives, it's other people's adventure and journey on their wedding day, and I'm there to capture it, so I have to be ready at all times to capture those moments.